Hello, hello, permaculture peeps. Laurie's back here, and of course, I'm right on this butterfly bush, and it's the afternoon, and I just wanted you to see some of the butterflies here. I can see a bumblebee. There's a butterfly. Here's what my husband calls a cabbage white. He doesn't like those because they eat our lettuce, but we just let him eat the lettuce and the cabbage and everything else. There's a dragonfly. There's a bumblebee over there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I'll try to zoom in on it. Oh, he moved. Let's see. There he is. There he is. Isn't he beautiful? Oh, he just went away. There's two on that one. There's a moth, and then there's also a bumblebee. And then there's a cabbage white, flitting in and out. Right now I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 insects on this butterfly bush. Just enjoying it. I'm going to go down the steps now. The big butterflies just flew away. I probably scared them. Yeah, I probably did. But there were two big dark brown, black butterflies with blue markings on them. There's a blue dragonfly. So what I wanted to show you today and share with you was what we call the Avenue of Fertility. Well, my husband calls it the Avenue of Fertility. It's So this is all work in progress. Here is the cucumbers who are overwatered right now because of all the rain we've had. We got some blackberry there, my birdhouse. Here's all kinds of irises. They've already gone past now. And there's also some daylilies in there and some other kinds of lilies in there. I just cleaned that out of any kind of weeds just a while ago, and just putting in the garden paths again and putting down some of this mulch. The asparagus too. This is our asparagus patch, and it's just gone to seed now. And down there you can see there's some kale, and then we have some beans there, radishes in there as well. So a lot of this is gone past, and so I've got to put something else in there. Probably at this point in mid-July, probably broccoli or maybe some cauliflower. Here are grapes. Let me come back. You can try to see all of them. So they're on the back of the cottage. So we have a little cottage here, and you can see here, all of this is red grapes. And they come on pretty strong every year. Even though I didn't prune this at all this year. Sometimes I prune it, sometimes I don't. I wasn't here in time to prune it. I was living in China, which I'm going back to China in just a little while, but I was in China, so I didn't get to. And you can see, oh, look at that. That's just starting to ripen. I should try it. I bet it's sour though, but I'm going to try one. Let's see. Not too sour. I'm got the seeds in them though. I'm so spoiled from the grocery store having seedless grapes. But these are really good. This is one of my favorite trees. This is a really huge tree. It's wingspan, so to speak, really large. See out here, it goes all the way to the ground. It's a brown birch, and it has like 4 trunks on it. It's got a, look at the lichen there. Isn't that interesting? It's just so gorgeous with this texture. There's a little ant on there. So it's got four trunks on it. It's a big tree. And sometimes I like to sit right there. Just sit and just enjoy, you know, the scenery. Now, we let the grass grow here, and you can see that some places there is no grass. And that's where we're going to eventually have paths. So they are paths now, but once all the trees are up, they'll be woodland paths. But right now we mow that, and then where we're not mowing, you see this part here, we're allowing the trees to seed, and then we're going around and giving the trees some help. So, for example, let me show you one that's seeded. So here's a tree. So we haven't had to plant that tree. Oh, here's another tree. We haven't had to plant those trees. Those trees just, they come up on their own. They seed naturally from the other trees in the yard. And so you can see here, these are other trees that have come up. Some of these we did plant. There's another butterfly. So this is a persimmon. We planted, let me think, 3.5 years ago. So it's coming along well. And there's another persimmon there. And there's one there. And there's a new apple tree. We'll get closer to that in a minute. This is a burning bush. This is huge. We have 2 of them. There's a pair. There's this one. And then there's this one. And in the fall, obviously it's called a burning bush. You can imagine it turns bright red. Just beautifully red. So we're just going to come back. We're going to the back of the property. This is where we plan to have animals. Here's a hardy kiwi that's coming up. I had to separate these 2 because the burning bush and the hardy kiwi, uh-oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, I'm going to try to get under cover so I don't get wet. But I had to separate them because that hardy kiwi, it just really starts to attach. I need to put the ropes along the top of these and give it a place to move so it doesn't affect this burning bush and start attaching to it and taking it down. Yeah, it's just starting to rain now. Oh, this is the new apple tree. It's doing pretty good. It started off, I thought it was going to die. You can see here, there's it looks like it's been cut, and it was like eaten. I think I don't know if it was deer. I'm not sure what it is, what it was. It was several years ago, but it came back. We gave it a chance. You know, these trees need a chance. They don't necessarily always come up the first year or hang on. They might come in the second year. There we go. Here's some more trees. And there's another path down there. That goes down to the pond. but we're not going to do the pond today. We're going up to the Avenue of Fertility, which is named for whichever reason I don't know. This this pine right here, I don't know if you can, yeah, there you can see it. Now this pine was just teeny tiny a couple years ago, and they just grow, and they're so beautiful. This is a magnolia. This will be 100 feet someday, and it'll take up all this space. And this is where we plan to keep the animals. We're not getting them yet until we know what's happening with my job and my work. Oh, and there's some beautiful pines. Oh, there's a butterfly. Here's some more, I think these are the raspberry. That's a raspberry. And then there's a raspberry over there. There's a couple of them. We planted a lot of them here and then moved some of them because the soil, they weren't happy. So we've left a few that were doing well. And then the few that were struggling, we relocated. And they're now doing better. Oh, this is better. I'm under the tree now, so I'm not getting wet from the sprinkles. And you can see our neighbor here. We have a farmer out behind us. I'm not sure what he did already. A crop of cucumbers. So and then they've been harvested already. And here he's got something else coming in, and I'm not sure what it is. So we'll see. He's only got 2 or 3 leaves, 2 leaves on each of these. So you can't tell what he's growing yet. But it's very beautiful here to look out over this field. It's one of my favorite things to do. Oh, and this is the Avenue of Fertility. I think it's called an avenue because obviously it's a straight, narrow lane here that we walk on, and it has pines on either side. So it has pines there. There's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, about 25, 28 pines. And then there's another row of them here, so maybe close to 35 different pines in this area. And the ground is so soft because it's got that pine straw as a cushion. And these pine cones, we collect them, and in the winter they're great fire starters. They're one of the best fire starters. They just, in the fireplace when you're getting ready to start a fire, we collect them, we dry them out, and then you can just light them, and the sap in there burns longer. So you can see here there's some more little trees coming up. There. There's some more trees coming up here. And we're just going to allow them to do their thing. There's a bird up there. I just heard it. I think it's a crow. I don't know. I'll see if I can zoom in. There he goes. Flew away. I think it was just a crow or a raven. I'm still getting wet in here. Oh, and here's one of my favorite spots to sit. I used to sit here on the ground behind this tree and just look out here, but I had this old chair here, and so I had nowhere to put it, and it's kind of falling apart. It's not going to make it. This chair is not worth restoring, so I thought, well, I'll just put it out here so I'll have a place to sit. I won't have to sit on the ground. This is one of my favorite trees on the property as well. It's got a beautiful trunk, bark. It's so aged and craggly. It's just gorgeous. And that's the corner of the property. This is the back right corner of the property. And there's a plum tree. But it's biannual, I think, this plum tree. So this year we don't have plums. But we have made like a plum jam. We have 2 of these plum trees. This one is here. I'll try to get close to it so you can kind of distinguish it from the pines. So this is the plum tree. Here. There he is. It's still the plum tree way up there. And it's been here for a while. Looks like it's fallen down once and still growing. And then we have another one of these plums over by the pond, which is quite a ways from here, but on the other side of the property. So what we were doing here at the end of the Avenue of Fertility is we had this corner here where we've been piling all kinds of bark and tree limbs that have fallen down, all kinds of things. We've been piling them here. And the pile's getting small now, but what we decided to do is we want to have a barrier, a hedgerow, between the farm here on the right side of the property. Excuse me, I'm trying to walk through here. The farm right here on the right side and the house, because when the snow comes, it sweeps right across this field right here. Sweeps right across, and then comes up to the side of the house. So instead of actually planting something, what we're doing is we're doing kind of like an above ground hugelkultur bed. We're just in the beginning stages where we've piled up this brush. You can see it right here. We've piled up this brush, and then we're just going to put soil and other things on top of it, and then it'll grow, and then trees will come in it, and then it'll become its own hedgerow. But we're giving it kind of a head start with this. If you don't know what a hugelkultur bed is, it's when you actually dig a hole and then put inside the hole wood and logs that will break down over time. And then on top of that, you put soil and hay and manure, and it's just a way of growing. The whole purpose is that when you dig the hole, is that the moisture remains in there because of the space between the logs. And so you can see here, there's a space between the logs. And let's see, we've only had these down here about 2 weeks. And things are already starting to grow up in between. They get shelter as well from the mower. So you can see here we mow, and here we don't mow. This is where we're allowing the trees to grow. So I'm under the big cedar. Oh, not the biggest one. There's one that's bigger than this one on the property. This is number 2 cedar. It's just I would say its trunk is in diameter, let me see, 3 feet? 3 feet in diameter. So, and then the squirrels love the cedar. We had some eagles out here just the other day. Some eagles out on this. I think maybe the farming equipment had killed some rabbits, because we have a rabbit warren over on the other side of the property under some brush. And but in the summertime, the rabbits come out here, and this is rather sandy soil, so they dig their own holes. And I think some rabbits got caught in the farm machinery, maybe got tumbled up because the eagles were out there for a while and they were eating something. So they either caught something their own and brought it out there in the field to eat it, or something got torn up in the farm machinery. I'm not sure which. So that's the corner of the property again. And then here, all the way down to the road, I don't know if you can see. You can see the post down there. We'll walk down there a little bit and finish this video up. So I'm sharing the property here. Oh, you can see, yeah, here you can see where we're building the hedgerow, the hugelkultur hedgerow, where my husband and I have put the soil on top of the logs here, see. And then I'm taking some mums. We have some mums that they take over everything. And so I thought, well, why don't we put them somewhere we want them to take over everything? So I've just planted those 2 days ago, transplanted. And looks like they're doing well. I'll probably finish out transplanting the rest of these here, all the way across. And then you can see here is our mulch. That's my husband makes using the wood chipper. So now, instead of piling the wood up in that corner we were just at, he puts the limbs that fall through the wood chipper, which gives us instant mulch. And then if they're too big, we lay them out here for our hugelkultur / hedgerow that we're growing. So I just wanted to share with you that avenue of fertility. And you can see here we've ended up at the end of the hedgerow. I don't know if we're going to continue it further or we want an open space there or not. So we'll see. It's raining harder now. I don't know if you can see the rain, but I'm under a tree. And so I'm not getting wet. And I don't hear any thunder, so I think I'm pretty safe out here. I don't think I'm going to get struck by lightning or anything. I think it's pretty safe. Oh, I'm a little bit wet. Maybe I can show you the other older cedar. Oh, this is the front of the house here. Let's see the front. Here, I'm under another tree again. This will keep me... Oh, it's coming heavier. So you can see here where we're allowing the trees to grow. And then we have some paths that will eventually be, we hope, more of woodland paths as the trees get taller. Hi. I'm making a video. I'm turning it off now because you're here. Do you want to say hi? Say hello to the permaculture peeps.
Hello to the permaculture peeps.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Raining?
It is.
What are you doing?
I've been doing my video.
All the time?
No, I've been all over. Doing another video.
Well, you know you can't post any more than 5 minutes on anything.
Yeah, I can.
Don't WeChat, it won't. I tried it, remember?
Oh, not on WeChat, no, on YouTube.
Put it on YouTube.
I did.